Thing is, right?
We are back, episode 50, whatever the fuck this is, you know. We are joined by my good friend who does not want to be called the A-Train for obvious reasons.
Who's going to be called the A-Train?
I'm gonna come up with something, dude. Don't worry. I'm gonna come up with something. 6, my good friend Big Al, soon to be renamed, and me, the show god. On the S&W EXPerience, we are talking about Whitman's cameo at the end of, not his cameo, but like his scene at the end of Eternals. Where is he gonna go now? That movie was so poorly thought out.
I didn't watch it.
Like the plan afterwards.
You see what I'm doing with this guy, man?
I mean, I didn't even see
This guy!
That's the first film since what? Since
Dark Worlds, to like not be up to snuff.
No. I watched at the cinema. That's the first movie since Iron Man 2 I haven't seen in theaters.
Ooh, yeah.
And then Black Widow came, and then it just carried on.
I just carried on, man. I remember, like, you asked me, like, are you gonna go see it? And I was like, nah, I'm not. I mean, I've been wanting a Black Widow movie, but I'm not gonna risk my health for this. Just, I gotta risk my health for a Spider-Man movie. That's for damn sure. But like this, but
There's no.
there was. Plus, I was smack dab in that phase of I have no drive to see anything Marvel anymore. I was tired, man. Shit. Also, that movie was totally unnecessary to come out now.
Yeah.
I said it then when I saw it, and I'll say it now. That
Should have
movie
been between Black Panther.
should have between Black Panther and Civil War.
Yep.
Dude.
Because
Like-
now so many plot points don't make sense anymore. I mean, they do make sense. Cool. We have the new movies afterwards.
But
They would
like,
have been better.
this movie has no stakes.
It doesn't.
Because you know she's not gonna die.
Yeah, she lives. She lives. She has a new jacket.
That's
that jacket.
the downs. This movie was the backstory of that fucking jacket.
Yeah.
That's this
The
is like
jacket and the Quinjet.
this is like the how Han Solo got his name from Solo.
Yeah.
We didn't need that. We could have gone our whole lives without that. That was
In
bullshit.
hours, he managed to explain the Quinjet and the jacket.
To be honest, I don't like prequels for characters. And I don't like shit where you know what's going to happen to a character. Like, what makes The Mandalorian interesting to me is that we don't know what the fuck this guy's going to do.
Yeah.
We don't know. Obi-Wan, we know. He's going to die. Right?
Just not here.
Just not now.
here. But like
But it's
yeah.
so fucking boring anytime he fights Vader or what's that new chick?
The Inquisitor.
Yeah, the Inquisitor, yeah.
We don't give a fuck. It's like there's no stakes to it. It's like, oh, is he gonna die? No.
Even at the whole reveal, she was like infiltrating the ranks to get revenge for Order 66. Okay, cool. You saw it coming. Then what?
Yeah.
Where will it take a character at this point?
Thing with that's the thing with prequels, making a prequel for a character who's in the main thing, because we know where they're gonna end up. We know, like,
Yeah,
all you can do is provide backstory. It's like,
exactly. Like certain characters make sense. Like, okay, Ahsoka, cool.
We don't know what happens to her.
Exactly.
That's what makes it interesting.
even
works.
the Star Wars prequels themselves made sense, because
Yeah.
a lot of those characters, most of them aren't in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
There's no Mace Windu, there's no like Count Dooku or anything. We don't know where they're gonna end up, so there are stakes for them. And I didn't get this, but like there's stakes for Anakin Skywalker. If you saw the original and then you started watching the prequels,
Yeah.
you really did not know.
It's like, where's it gonna end?
We know he's gonna be Vader, but we don't know how.
You know what though? I will say I appreciated the cameo from obviously the great Master Quinn. What is it?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Like,
Because it's like, oh, Neeson?
they asked him like, "Hey, why'd you come back?" And he said, "No, he wanted to like give proper respect to the world George Lucas created, as opposed to having someone else play him." So
I
like,
respect that.
the fact that he was cast in that role in the first place was wild.
Because again, it's but you know what though? I think we're seeing it from the modern day lens
Post
of Taken.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's like Schindler's List. It was what is it? The Invisible Man and whatnot.
Oh, Dark Man.
Yeah, Dark Man.
Another Sam Raimi movie.
Exactly.
Good one, dude.
Good. But it's like,
It was still weird, dude. Like
he was doing anything at that point.
Yeah, but Schindler's List was this like Oscar, like Steven Spielberg shit.
Yeah.
So like to go from that to Star Wars, it's still wild.
I mean, yeah. Same thing as Sam Jackson,
Yeah.
Mr. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Mace Windu.
I go from Pulp Fiction to Nick Fury.
Yeah.
There's this theory that his character from Pulp Fiction and Nick Fury are the same dude.
I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't.
It
put
would be
past
wild.
it.
I mean,
I would be mad. You know.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Using the suit to look very
Before he joined shit.
coverty.
Yeah. Like Nick Fury could
He
just
could
be
be
an
undercover.
alias.
You know.
Could be.
Could be.
Oh shit.
Same quote in the tombstone.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah. Ezekiel.
Yeah. But with speaking of like Tarantino and his films, there's this clamor for Tarantino to do his to properly adapt his Django Zorro crossover that he wrote back in the day. Yo, is that something y'all want to see?
Fuck it. Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Django's a cool character.
That's the one thing I have is it's either gonna be a PG-13 Django or an R-rated Zorro.
Make it an R-rated Zorro, to be honest.
R-rated Zorro. Because Zorro is very passionate.
Yeah, and he does kill people.
Yeah.
There's
There's
no.
sex in Zorro, there's nudity, there's blood, more.
Yeah.
You could do a nice dark Zorro.
I noticed this when I saw like The Mask of Zorro recently. There is a lot of Zorro in the Dark Knight trilogy, especially Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Because there's this scene where like Zorro's sitting with a bunch of like aristocrats and they're talking about like this mysterious masked man. He's like, oh yeah, he probably, wears that mask to like hide his ugly face or whatever. Anybody who does that is like, is mental. And then in Batman Begins, Bruce Wayne is like, any guy who dresses like a bat is probably just the same shit.
I mean, a lot of what Bruce Wayne was inspired by, obviously the day his friends died, they were watching The Mask of Zorro in the theater. His influences obviously draw, and I'm not sure how canon the episode of Batman the Animated Series with Batman meeting his childhood hero, who was the person he drew inspiration from in the cartoon.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that's been made
that was
canon.
a good episode.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
And the guy was worked by Adam West.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how canon that is, but obviously Batman having seen Zorro being this guy who represents this person who scares people, instills fear in them, that is like a heavy point of inspiration.
And it's not too much of a stretch to say that the Zorro film probably exists in the Nolan Batman world somewhere.
Yeah.
Bruce probably saw it when he was a kid, or like really young or whatever, and then just
I think
took.
Yeah, obviously in that that whole flashback, they didn't show what movie they were coming out of, but usually it's the Mask of Zorro.
Yeah.
What I never understood with that character, there was almost like this fucking switch, right? Because you see him in the beginning, he has very antisocial behavior. No, in the Batman Begins. In the beginning of the movie, he's very antisocial tendencies.
He doesn't give a fuck about being rich at the beginning of that movie. He doesn't give a fuck that he's Bruce Wayne. And yet, when he comes back,
he was a grifter for 15 years.
Yeah, he's just living as a bum.
How did he end up in the League of Shadows? For the longest time, he grifted. He was like,
it's just a crook. He got busted.
He was in a port in Africa. How do you go from there to the League of
And then what doesn't make sense is how you're so perfectly able to create this mask of Bruce Wayne. It's so fucking weird.
He didn't. I mean, he did, but he didn't do it well.
Yeah.
You can tell because like
There were cracks.
there were cracks, and there was a scene where like he was sleeping in that day, and Alfred woke him, and he's like, okay, what do rich playboys do? He's like, they date supermodels, they buy sports cars,
Yeah.
they buy shit, they buy expensive things, whatever. And he did all three in one day. He didn't do them like sparingly.
You see the cracks were Rachel and Robin.
No, but Rachel was always there.
Yeah, she was
Rachel
Rachel
knew
friend.
him.
She had a comparison to draw from.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole Robin comparison.
That was really weird.
That was weird. It's
The fact
like,
that he knew he was Batman was like, okay, no.
nah.
Let's
That's
That was a bit of a
nice.
stretch.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The fact
because in the comics,
Yeah.
the only sort of Robins who were truly able to crack the secret identity was, okay, obviously leave Dick because obviously he was brought in, but Todd was the only person who used his skills of like being a detective to like figure it out.
And in that one animated series, it used to play on SNBC. Barbara Gordon, like, kind of sussed that like Batman and Bruce Wayne are the same dude, which makes sense, but it isn't.
But it's
canon.
weird because Jim, for all his worth as a detective and a commissioner, never figured it out.
No. Jim said he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and obviously there's the theory that he always knew low key, but he didn't care as much.
Yeah.
But it took Bruce saying with his own words for him to be like, okay.
It wasn't until the third movie that he was like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Like now.
No, but even when Batman asked him, do you want to know who I am? He said, "No, I don't fuck with you."
And he tells him, like, just out of the blue, when he's about to die. He's like, what is it?
Oh yeah, he said
Because,
he's like anybody can be a hero, even someone doing something as simple as putting a coat over a little boy's shoulders
Yeah.
to let him know the world hadn't ended. And then that flashback, he was like,
word for word.
Bruce Wayne.
yeah. Which
I
is
saw
weird
that movie a
because
lot.
you remember that quote from like, what, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
Jeez, bro, chill.
Surely there've been dozens of kids you've like put the
Which
jacket
is
on.
weird because that was a long time ago, but Jim looks no different.
Yeah.
He's aged too good.
To be honest, that's the problem.
They should have used another
No.
actor.
They should have shaved. He should have had no mustache
Yes.
in that flashback.
Either that or he's another actor. Because Oldman aged like 4 years in that entire role.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the flashback, his hair is dyed. It's pretty brown. And then obviously now it's more blonde. There's some gray. But come on. You're telling me that that's 30 years?
Yeah.
Man, age graceful.
Then, because obviously Batman Begins is set in 05. And then after the Dark Knight, which is 2010, 12 years passes.
Yeah.
And then it's 2022. So that's when the movie takes place.
And even in that movie, a whole year goes by.
Exactly. So it's like 2023. We're ahead of our timeline.
Yeah, a year went by.
Yeah.
You
It was
noticed-
so Dark Knight is like 2008, 9, right?
No, it was around about the same time
what's
as
the
Amazing
script?
Spider-Man 1, I think.
No. Okay. Yes. The year. The year in the movie is 2011, right?
Because it's like a year after the Joker killing.
Yeah, because he's been Batman. Okay, by the time the Dark Knight passes, he's been Batman for like over 5 years. They say that. Over 5 years as the Batman. So it's like 2010, 2011, somewhere there.
Yeah.
And then obviously Harvey pushed him off that, that platform. He falls, breaks his back and whatnot, and then he runs off. And then 12 years passes. Now he's like a legend, an urban legend. Are you kidding me? How young are those cops to not know Batman?
You remember there was that old cop, he was like, oh, you're
And he
about to
was
see
barely
something
50.
special. Dude, like,
barely 50. Like,
what the fuck, dude?
Like, how old is that cop?
No, but to be honest, okay?
He would have been a kid.
Wait.
The cop would have been a kid.
Yeah, but even then, remember Gotham became a nice place. People moved there.
True.
Yeah.
People moved there. So a lot of people who may not know what the fuck Batman was.
And like the weirdest thing, you remember like the guy coming up and it's like, the mayor's wife called, she said her husband hasn't come home. It's like, it's been so quiet recently, just that line right there, that basic shit, like you'd call the commissioner and be like, yo, the mayor hasn't come home. Just that shows how quiet shit has got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's been so long, but Jim,
hasn't aged at all.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, obviously
Maybe
Bruce-
lack of stress, bro. Think
Maybe.
about it.
Maybe.
Think about it. It's lack of
yeah.
stress.
Yeah.
Good city, clean city, crime free.
Yeah.
And then Robin being like, how old is he? He's like a mid-20s young pop.
Yeah, he's a rookie. It's like he's new, basically. And then he gets made a detective.
The
halfway
Wayne
through the
Foundation
movie.
stopped paying for the orphanage years ago.
That same fucking story beat is in the Batman.
Yeah, it's in the Batman.
Mm.
And it's more,
Only it's worse
more
now.
politicized. It's more like political. It's corruption and
It wasn't because in the Dark Knight Rises it was like, oh, the money just stopped.
he screwed up.
But
After
in
he
the-
got his injury, he kind of
Yeah.
let things fall.
But in the Batman, it was like, oh, the criminals turned it into a slush fund.
It's deliberate.
So,
It's,
yeah.
it's political. It's they play a lot of fund for Gotham.
There was a thing I saw on YouTube. It's like Bruce Wayne could have stopped all of this shit if he spent more time as Bruce Wayne. He actually looked through like the footage. Like, hey, wait a minute, this money isn't going here. This isn't happening. Fuck, dude. Like Batman could do more. Alfred was right. Batman could do more as Bruce Wayne than he does as
To be
Batman.
honest, it makes sense why he
It's the
doesn't. He
rationale.
hasn't done anything as Bruce Wayne. Your single target is stopping crime. You don't
His
think
rationale is purely crime-based, not like economical, not social.
And to be honest, when you done, because the other one, the I didn't see as emotionally fucked up as Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you saw your parents get shot in front of you, you'd be fucked. You'd be fucked up in the head.
I think a lot of what Bruce's trauma was dealt with in that first 10 minutes of Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Bruce they got in court, Rachel convinced him to not use her. Cool. He moves away. That's his trauma.
He's just over that shit.
You don't get over something like that. Like, oh yeah, here's a short second. Oh, we're done. He comes back. Oh, we're done.
He's confident.
Yeah.
It's too easy.
It felt so easy.
I feel like he was.
It's like we don't see his parents die, but you see it in every scene how fucked up.
Yeah. Although with Bale and Batman Begins, I feel like he was robbed of a character beat by having someone else kill Joe Chill. Just like it wouldn't have.
Rando.
It removes his choice because if someone else was gonna kill Joe Chill anyway, it wouldn't have mattered if he had a gun or not.
I think it would have been more endearing if he saved his life.
Or if he just left him. Yeah. This
I mean, it's like, I can't save you. I won't kill you, but I won't save you.
that's the end with
That's the
Rachel
thing,
Gould.
yeah.
Yeah.
The one ending that fucking killed me is the one in the comics where he meets Joe Chill in jail and the dude's dying. That one.
And then there's Period. He's there at his deathbed, he's holding your hand, he forgives him.
Yeah.
It's very like cathartic and bittersweet.
It's very cathartic. And he's like, I regretted what I did.
Yeah.
I robbed a young boy of his parents.
Yeah.
They did that on Gotham, not the same way, but like
Yeah,
they kind of did
Okay,
that.
but it's
remember.
CW. I don't trust him to do anything.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Warner Brothers. But
It
like,
was Warner Bros.
But I think good Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could tell because the shit was enjoyable. Just shit.
But also, they didn't handle the bad suit and the time skip well.
It was just like one episode is a kid, next episode is an adult. Deal with it.
Okay, yes. The Joker thing, again, it's realistic. If you fell in acid,
You'd burn the fuck
you'd
up.
look like that. The way he looked in that, obviously his hair is like very weird and
Yeah.
he looks fucked up. Rick looks fine, he has an issue day.
Oh,
But then the bat suit is like a rubber.
They should have never done the back suit.
yeah. We should have.
It's ugly.
We should have never seen Bruce become Batman. That's my take.
Yeah.
It should have ended with him as young Bruce
The
Wayne.
League of Assassins era Bruce, but still not yet Batman.
Yeah.
You could just.
They kind of did that
The thing is,
when he had like that mask.
Because Bruce Wayne goes there as like a teen. He didn't go there when he was like 13.
He was an adult.
He was like 19, 18 at best.
Yeah.
You know what would have been cool? If they had Bruce Wayne, like the whole fucking League of Assassins kid, just go into a building and fuck a whole bunch of people.
Exactly.
Like a guy, like they could have had like a time skip a couple years later.
Yeah.
And then you see these guys trying to rob a bank or
Back.
something.
And then
or like
a convenience store.
yeah. And then he comes in and he fucks them up.
Yeah.
And then you just see
In
like
his-
that sword.
Yeah. In his ear, he gets like a knife or whatever it is,
Yeah.
a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they jump the gun
Oh,
that
like-
the teenage boys be kidnapped by rage. And then suddenly he's this skilled hand-to-hand combatant at age 14, 15. I didn't buy that.
To be honest, that feels more like
Particularly when
a
he's fighting
plotline
people.
of Damian Wayne.
Yeah, like he's fighting. Okay, I get it. He's fighting people twice his size, and he's winning. But they don't sell it well. With Damien, you get it. He is Rage's grandson.
He's literally
Yeah.
from birth.
Born and bred in the league.
Rage and Bruce.
Yeah.
Plays through both worlds. But Bruce is just like, he was kidnapped for like what, a year in the show? 6 months?
A couple of months.
6 months. Come on.
And even before that, he was like fighting because Alfred told him some fighting skills. Alfred.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. In some runs, Alfred trains him bits.
To be honest, Andy Serkis's Alfred could sell it that he trained.
He could.
Yeah. Did you like the Alfred on Gotham compared
He was okay.
compared to Michael Caine?
He's very much an Andy Serkis type.
Yeah. And it works as a prequel Alfred because with
Exactly.
Michael Caine it makes sense. Okay, he's an old man now.
Yeah, he's too old.
But on Gotham it's like, okay, he can throw down if need be.
Yeah. 4 months before ops.
Yeah.
Because most of what Alfred, I think his retcon backstory now, he was in the Special Forces, he met Thomas.
In the original comics, he was just a butler.
Just a butler, you know.
He was just
Yeah.
a guy.
I'm supposed to protect you, but whatever.
Yeah, shove the water.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, just, you know, whatever.
Shit.
You're gonna wear a batsuit? That's fucking wild. Let's go
You
for
know,
it.
Yeah.
that's crazy. But
He just enabled that shit,
It
dude.
is pretty fucked up.
Like now he's like, if you continue, it won't be long till you have nothing left. Like
Yeah.
he generally gives a shit. He cares, man.
But it's like, okay, listen, that's messed up, but do you want
That's
tea?
fucked up.
You
Yeah.
want some, yeah.
You want some tea?
Yeah.
Like,
What about I can't remember his name. In Justice League, Alfred.
Irons.
Irons, Jeremy Irons.
I liked him.
He was okay. Just that.
I feel like they tried to do both.
Yeah.
I feel like they tried to have Michael Caine and the prequel guy. Yeah.
And the
But
Gotham.
he seems like the guy who like fuck Batman up. Batman. You know what I mean?
He definitely has an attitude,
Yeah.
but not enough
He's not physically.
to be challenging.
Yeah.
To Bruce. Like Gotham. Oh my God, he would piece up Bruce. Not like that, bro. Chill. He was beating up Bruce.
They legit fought,
Chill,
dude.
bro. You need to chill.
He had bruises and shit, man. Like,
He was like, no. You just stopped it again. I was like, damn, bro.
you need to relax, man.
They had to have combat. But this one's just like, what's the way? I don't like what you're doing. Shut up. Fine. I will. It was just, it wasn't a complete character.
But that line in The Batman where he's like, "You're not my father," like, just can you get more generic angsty tea, dude?
Like, okay, we get it. Obviously, he's not. What the fuck do you think this is? Like, you're not my dad. Are you 16? I mean, it makes sense. He's very emo.
For fuck's sakes, man, why'd they have to go there? Just, he's got the hair, he's got the motorcycle, he's got the eyeshadow. Just,
It's like, you're not my father. Like, no shit, I'm not. Put your fucking cufflinks on. I'm giving him to you. You're going to a funeral. What the fuck are you talking about? It was definitely like when I saw it. Because again, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. I was like, okay.
yeah.
It's like that line kind of hurt.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
You could have
That
you
didn't
could
work.
have
That
The
did.
rest of that movie though
was man Colin Farrell. Oh, take it easy, sweetheart. I was like, okay, that's good.
That was good.
Very good.
He was not afraid, dude. This guy was fucking people up. He's like, "Whoa, take it easy. Like, just like, come with me. Like, let's talk." Just, oh, dude.
When they, after his car flipped and they had him at their random warehouse, he's like, what the hell's going on here? You got me with your goon? It was very funny. It was funny.
Yeah.
And they left him.
I love, dude. They just left him like hopping there, like, what the?
I mean, yeah.
They didn't even have time. Just,
Move on their part. Big dick move.
oh, dude. I love.
that was funny.
But I love that line where he's like, hey, that's the worst Spanish I ever heard. It's like, look at you two, world's greatest detectives.
Like,
Just,
so.
Oh,
And you can see
dude.
Batman's like embarrassed because he came with Gordon with everything he knew. Like, yeah, El Rada Alada, yeah, cool.
But you know who fucked around?
It's law, Rada. And as he's like in a suit, and shit.
Like, shit.
He's like, he's both fighting Alfred, we fucked up.
Like shit. It was so because that would be so embarrassing. You go to a villain with like your detectivized work and it's wrong.
And the villain tells you it's wrong. It's like, how did you fuck this up?
And it's the fact that Oswald is so connected to the criminal underground. He knows Spanish just for crime dealings.
Dude,
In Spanish.
this is Gordon. How does he not know that? Like, oh, Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
I still, this kind of irritated me when I saw it, but now I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That scene when like Batman's walking past those cops,
Yeah.
and then one cop, the last cop, is like, whoa,
They have a death wish.
you want to get killed? Do you see the other
know what
cops
he can
letting
do.
him pass? Just
This is like year 2. You know what he can do.
oh, that also raised up a thing. The scene with the mask, the guys in the paint. This is year 2 Batman. He's
Yeah.
been kicking ass for a year now.
Yeah.
Why does that motherfucker like, so who are you supposed to be? Like,
It was weird.
it's fucking Batman.
Yeah.
Doesn't the
That
costume
scene
give
would have
that
been better
away?
if it was like, but if it isn't, vengeance, whatever.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense because in the lead up to that,
Yeah.
you see a dude see the light shine in the sky. He's got a gun. He's gonna rob
great.
somebody. Then he sees the light. He's like, oh shit.
Like,
Let me back up.
it makes sense if you underestimate him because you haven't met him, but you know of him.
To be
You know who that is.
But at that point,
Then Bale's
but then-
Batman
but then you
was in
wouldn't
the
know what he
third
looks like,
one.
though.
Yeah. But you'd still know about it.
you know that
his general
that
look.
Yeah.
The whole thing that he was trying to create is that it wasn't a person; it was like an entity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when he arrived, it was a bit ambiguous, like some random guy in a suit. But then after that punches, it was like, okay,
You broke that
now we know who
guy's
it
jaw,
is.
dude.
We know who it is now.
You saw they all took a step back. They
And
were
that
like,
guy didn't
oh
get
shit.
back up. He didn't get. He stayed there.
The guy with half the paint just fucked right off, dude.
Like, I'm done.
Yeah. He was like, nah, bro, I don't need this.
I don't need this. I know I'm trying to get initiated and shit, but this is too much, man.
Even the Asian guy's like, yeah, man, listen, I know you
yo,
saved me,
don't hurt
but
me,
don't
man.
hurt me. Like,
Just keep me up.
That very much. This isn't good, but that reminded me of Daredevil.
sure.
That scene in the
Yeah, the
movie.
scene when he saves.
He saves a little kid,
Yeah.
but the little kid is still like, "Don't hurt me," and he's like, "I'm not the bad guy."
Yeah, even in the Netflix one.
Yeah.
He saves that one lady. He's like, okay, listen, here's my money,
Don't hurt me.
Yeah.
But the show had that same scene where he saves a kid, but it did it way better because in that scene, it was that one take where
The
he beats up
hallway.
all those dudes,
Yeah.
that hallway fight.
Oh, yeah, the hallway
And then
scene.
as he gets to the door, if he'd like opened the door with his like black ass suit, he would have scared that kid. But like as he gets there, he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Takes his mask off and
Yeah.
then like
It's done
helps the
well.
kid. Yeah. That was good. That was perfect, dude.
I was rewatching that first episode today. Fucking hell, that shit is just so good. When he steps into that booth, it's like, and he was like telling about his dad. It's like, I never understood that before. I understand it now. So what have you done? Father, I'm not asking forgiveness for whatever.
That's for what I'm gonna do.
It's like, that's not how this works. That was fucking cool.
That was good. That
Whoever
was
those writers are, I hope they're in good positions. They wrote
I'm
those
thinking
things.
about that because they're gonna revive it.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
not
bring
with
it
the
back.
same people. I mean,
Might
it's
as
not the
well.
same director. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying.
not.
Yeah.
Oh, they should.
But again, you might as well.
might as well.
It's a revival, not a continuation. You're gonna need a new guy.
I want it to be a continuation. Because I feel like Marvel's gonna put their fingers in and they're gonna fucking.
I mean,
Let's not make Daredevil jokey.
there's not a big difference because I think what revival will mean is that the story won't take place immediately after. It will be circa 2023 or 25, whatever time I'm there right now, whatever year they're in. Whereas the continuation is like, okay, from immediately from there, it's carried on.
That also creates a problem.
Like heroes.
If you continue that, you gotta continue everything else. Like Cage, Jones.
And it's so many years back.
Yeah.
Just continue with him now, post Blimp, post everything. That's a revival.
You can properly start fresh.
Yeah.
Though, now that they've reintroduced Daredevil into the MCU, you think they're gonna take another crack at the Defenders?
No, I don't want
That's done.
that whole line.
What you have to do now is separate them. Midnight Suns, Avengers, Young Avengers, whatever you want to.
I low-key want Team Red. Deadpool, Daredevil,
Even
Spider-Man.
Yeah, even what do you guys think about the Thunderbolts?
Yeah, that lineup.
You could put
That dude, U.S. agent, Blonsky.
put Frank.
Frank? Really?
I mean,
Nah.
Frank and US
Frank
agents.
don't take orders, man. He's kind of his own dude.
He was a soldier.
Yeah, but he's the Punisher now. He doesn't take orders anymore.
I mean, him and Fury are very much at odds in the comics. But for the most part, he understands the imperative.
There was this animated movie, Black Widow Confidential, where Black Widow and the Punisher teamed up, and like Fury was like giving him orders and shit. He's like, "Yo, we need you to like work with us to get us into this place." Like the second they get in, and he's like, "Yeah, I've done what you asked. Like now I'm on my own mission." And Black Widow is like Frank, that's not the mission. That's not what we're here to do. It's like you got your own mission. Like I got mine. And
Yeah.
she just fails. That fits. That's the Frank.
Yeah,
that's
but
the Punisher, dude.
I think if you add an incentive, because a lot of what Thunderbolts is, they're not doing that for their own health.
Yeah.
There's heavy incentives there.
That's like it's like Suicide Squad. You don't get your head blown.
But yeah, it's kind of better because you don't.
Ross doesn't threaten them. Their mission themselves is threatening enough.
Because
But
now
like
what you have is Val offering something.
he gave the Walker a second chance to be a hero.
Yeah, because he wants that. That's his gift.
Yeah.
He
And
wants to be
Blonsky, let's just keep him out of jail.
Freedom.
Let's just say, freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah. Because let's be honest, dude, the Hulk had a way more freedom. Like, they let him just go wherever the
He became
fuck
a hero
ever.
2 years later. You know,
They're like, yeah, he's chilling.
he became a hero.
They fucked up Harlem, and they were just like, you know what, we're gonna let you be.
They're not fucked up Harlem.
Listen,
Of course you're gonna
you're
let
an Avenger now.
You want to push that guy off?
Obviously, there was Security Council wants you, but yeah,
Yeah.
be free and stop tower. He got the better end of
They
this.
had a special room for him in
So
the
fucked
first
up.
Avengers,
Once
dude.
he got the raft, he was an actual government contractual agent. He was a contractual agent hired by the government.
Although I put that more on
On
Shield.
Ross, it's more on Ross.
Yeah, he let him
Obviously,
go.
Hood is dead now, you know, R.I.P. But I feel like if he were to come up, he would go to Ross for a bit.
He'd kill him.
Because, bro, you hired me. I was in the army, right?
Yeah.
Veteran. You hired me. I did what you wanted me to do. And you put me in jail anyway? Fuck you. That's kind of,
He'd straight up, if he like saw him again, it's like Wolverine and you remember Days of Future Past when Wolverine saw Stryker again? Even as a young man, he was like, this guy, like
Bro.
just, he'd have killed him. Fuck orders, whatever, he's gonna kill him.
Blonsky really got fucked. He didn't do anything wrong. Let's be honest. Obviously, yeah. You know, he
Juiced
took the
himself
serum
up.
permission and whatnot.
Yeah.
But he didn't do anything wrong.
But let's be honest, they would have given it to him anyway.
Yeah, they would have.
At some point,
'Cause he
when
was
they took that
using-
lab, they'd have given it to him anyway.
Even with that swan injection thing, you know, he kind of got faster and he could jump a couple meters. He was still losing.
Yeah.
One kick and he was like near death.
But he healed. It took a while, but he healed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were gonna give it to him anyway. They were.
Yeah.
But like, they really did him so dirty.
Dude, it happens, man. Like governments throw their agents under the bus.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like,
Because you can't say on the reports, we gave, we gave
And
a
then he
regular
fucked up
man.
Harlem.
Exactly.
yeah. You'd have to like accept responsibility. It's easy to just say, "Oh, well, he did all this by himself. Arrest him."
Exactly.
Oh shit.
Because even Sharon Carter is like, okay, y'all forgive me, but I don't forgive y'all.
Yeah.
now she has access to
No,
most
she has
dangerous
fucking
weapons.
everything.
The power broker. Shit.
What a fucking dangerous.
Nice. That was an awesome twist, man.
It was. I think everyone thought it would be like a generic middle-aged white man.
Yeah, just some dude out of nowhere. But the fact that it was shit. When she pulled that phone, it's like, we're back with S.H.I.E.L.D. We got access to like,
And there were
yeah.
so many like
She's
theories.
in Armor Wars. I hope she's in Armor Wars.
She would have to be.
Then they finally out her.
Yeah. But I think with Armor Wars, that's Rhodey's baby right there. That's his arc.
They touched on it in the second one. Like lightly.
Like that's Rhodey's arc, Armor Wars. Armor Wars is Rhodey's Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Would we be where we're at now? Armor Wars and all that. If Terrence Howard had stayed.
No. Okay. He stayed and his ego remained the same? Or he stayed and got online?
Like, when have you ever known Terrence Howard to be that guy? Get in
Empire.
line with the role, dude. He's the lead character on that role, dude. How is that
True.
getting in line?
It's kind of, yeah. But
If he'd have stayed and Marvel were willing to play ball,
here's the thing though. He didn't want more money.
he wanted the same
He wanted
money.
the same money.
That's which is fair.
It's not like he has an ego.
Yeah.
It's just that Marvel fucked
Maybe
him.
what now?
He wanted to be paid what he was worth.
Marvel fucked him. It's just pretty much what it is.
I think that's
But that's an interesting note, dude. At one point, Terrence Howard was the highest paid actor in the MCU.
Dude, wow. For me, it's the fact that he got nominated at that point, Oscar nominated Gwyneth Paltrow. No. 2008. She already had an Oscar. Oscar winner Gwyneth Paltrow. Oscar nominee. Oscar winner at that point.
At that point.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Who else at that point? Obviously RDJ nominee, but Shoddy cost.
Yeah.
You had so many people. Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
You know?
Cameo, yeah.
He got the most amount of money out of everyone.
Yeah.
That's wild.
his role isn't that big.
It's not substantial.
Like if he was playing the role that Don Cheadle played the second one,
Yeah.
and they asked for that money,
Exactly.
makes sense.
That's what he was gonna do,
Yeah,
man. Like,
that
they
was
were
his
asking
role.
him to do more for less money.
It was his role initially. And even in one, he was supposed to have some scenes with the I guess Mark II in this case.
But that scene
Next
hurts
time,
now.
baby.
That next time, baby. It's just,
Oh my god.
that hurts now, man. When I was in the cinema, I was weirded out when Don Cheadle walked in. I'm like, wait, what the?
Who's this?
Like, who the fuck is this?
And it was like, oh.
It stung even more when his first words were like, look, it's me, I'm here, deal with it. And he sat down like, fuck you, man.
And even in What If, like, I think everyone thought in What If, that scene, the whole Kim Ang episode,
They might.
okay, we're gonna see Terrence Howard animation. No, they just snubbed it in and recanonized, Cheadle's role.
That was a dick move, dude. That was a dick.
Sucks, man. Really sucks. For him.
Yeah. He's doing alright now. Just the last I checked.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Though with the DCEU now having a new parent company in Warner now they're Warner Discovery, and Discovery wanting to reboot the extended universe completely now. Do you think it's gonna get better?
No.
Really? Ye of little
As
faith.
long
Why?
as Warner is attached, it will never go well.
To be fair,
Just
Warner.
as long as Sony is attached to Spider-Man properties, not Spider-Man himself, it'll never go well.
Venom wasn't a bad movie. I quite enjoyed Let There Be Carnage.
It was okay.
It was okay.
Oh, speaking of Sony properties, what's this? Not El Mago. What's his? El Muerto. Bad Bunny has been cast to star in an El Muerto movie set in the Spider-Man universe.
Oh wow.
El Muerto is this wrestler who's literally appeared in 2 comics
Yeah.
where he.
And there was a poster of him in the Raimi film.
Yeah,
Make it a fucking comedy.
The dude has 2 appearances, period, and is getting his own movie.
I feel like Gunn would kill him.
A movie about a masked luchador.
Yeah. I think Gunn would do it well.
Think of TSS.
Yeah. I mean, fuck it, why not?
That's an ensemble picture though, because dude, did you see this guy's story? That story is wild.
Yeah, I know.
Like you saw that shit.
It's crazy, but anyone can do it. James Gunn can.
But Bad Bunny though, Bad Bunny can wrestle.
Bad
That's not in question.
Bunny.
But like, because Alberto's a big dude.
Yeah.
That's how he can take
Like,
Spider-Man.
He's like Bane size, so I don't
Bad Bunny,
I don't
like,
see how him.
I
Bad Bunny's
think,
like 168.
I think I know what
He's
happened.
bowling.
Because, like, this is kind of what happened with Keanu Reeves. Because I think with Bad Bunny, when he was filming that movie, Bullet Train, with like Sony and them, at some points he said like he was open to do more, and they were like, "Yo, what properties do we own that we could put him in?"
Yeah.
And this came up, and they were like, "Let's have him do that because he wants to do more shit." Like,
And that's the thing, right? I think Sony has an issue right now. In fact, not even right now. Since ever, they make things no one asked for.
okay, since Spider-Man 3, since Spider-Man 3, it was like, let's make movies no one asked for. I didn't want a Morbius movie. I wanted to see Morbius in a Spider-Man film.
Who asked for Venom and Sandman and New Goblin? They just stacked.
The plan was initially gonna be Venom and not Venom, it was Sandman and the Vulture.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Exactly.
And then Sony came in and they were like, yo, no, we want Venom.
You know, it'd be
because
cool.
at that time, Venom comics were selling like crazy. And they were like, okay, this character's popular, let's put him in our film.
You have to, like, within comics, you have to give it the proper context. He wasn't his origin story. Was this the anti-Venom line?
Nah, I think it was Eddie Brock
Was it not,
as just Venom.
Not Agents.
No, it wasn't. No. Flash hadn't become Agent yet.
Because what I'm thinking about is that 2010 is when anti-Venom kicked up.
Yeah.
And this movie came out 2008.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
2007.
Yeah.
Because what I was thinking is that as soon as anti-Venom had that like huge upswing,
Yeah.
he did give a lot of birth to that character.
Yeah.
He made Eddie Brock seem more. Eddie Brock was kind of a cunt.
It was a villain.
Yeah, he made him seem more human.
Humanized.
He humanized the character. A lot of people liked him. So that's also where the surge came from. So just like, why would you just throw a character in?
And that's the thing. They jump on hype too much. Even the whole thing like Andrew Garfield. Greenlit 3 movies.
What?
Yes.
There was supposed to be 3 movies.
Obviously Secret Wars. Long with Toby. Amazing 3. And an untitled 3rd movie.
It's probably going to be a Spider-Verse movie.
I mean,
so.
it could be.
Where else is it going to go, man? Venom?
That's the thing though.
We have the Spider-Verse.
Venom. What would Andrew's Venom be in his 3rd movie? It would be too on the nose if it's already another Venom. Hardy's Venom. It'd be because 3 Venom. It's on the nose.
Because the thing is, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man fits in that world.
It does.
Tom Holland doesn't fit. Even though they actually filmed scenes with him. They actually filmed him in that first Venom movie.
Yeah, they did.
And Marvel was like, cut that. And just, I want to see that footage. I really want to see that footage. Shit.
Let me see this thing. Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield and Venom. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man works with Tom Hardy's Venom
It works so well.
better than Topher Grace and Tobey Maguire's. Peter Parker and Eddie Brock in that movie, they're polar opposites. Okay, that works. But when he becomes Venom, it's just, why are you still this Weasley dude? Like,
And why are you so weird about it?
dude. Yeah, remember. Yeah, I saw that. Untitled Spider-Verse film, yeah. That's what I said. It would probably be a Spider-Verse film. Shit.
But also, it won't be the cartoon one.
it's gonna be Morland. I'm just calling it now because they'll never address that in the cartoon version. They're not. They're interested in showing the rest of the.
Yeah, I heard they're gonna use the first ever gay Spider-Man. You saw that picture?
Oh yeah.
He looks fucking gay.
Yeah.
He's literally standing like this. Is that necessary, dude?
That's so much sass. I love it.
Like, who else for this? Fuck's sake, man.
August, not too far off.
Yeah.
Not too far away.
I thought this movie was. I thought that show was coming out this year.
Yeah. I think COVID shifted many things. Because the original slate would have had everything done by now. We're in July now. At this point, everything would be done.
A lot of that first row of films was supposed to come out in 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Because 2020 was so fucked. Everything just moved.
Stewart might come back.
Stewart.
Yeah. He said he might come back. He was like going to interview. He doesn't see himself doing more Picard, but there are definitely possibilities for him to come back as Charles.
Yeah.
I want to see young Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that played young Charles?
James McAvoy.
McAvoy.
James McAvoy played in the Dune series.
Who's better? The one from Legion or McAvoy?
Who's the one from Legion there?
The guy with the beard?
The young Charles from Legion, season 3.
I didn't watch that. I tuned out after season 2.
Let me see.
You didn't even make it to season 2.
No.
You did.
Fuck this.
Dude, I was like 4 episodes and I'm like,
It's serviceable.
It was Legion.
Harry Lloyd.
What was that X-Men show? Like, what was that other one? It was weird though.
Harry Lloyd.
No, fuck it. Get
He
McAvoy.
looks too young and too
That's the
old at
thing.
the same time.
And for some reason, he's a bit lanky.
Yeah.
Like, Charles isn't buff, but
Yeah.
This doesn't scream mutant.
Yeah, no.
Omega mutant.
No.
It doesn't.
The sweater alone.
The sweater just
He
like
wouldn't wear that.
kills it.
He would never
I
wear that
still
shit.
think McAvoy is good for the role. Even though it would be confusing to follow them from that universe to Grant and Darian's do the same.
Yeah. I'd say he's too buff.
There's a wonder in that universe. There's a wonder.
No, he's
You
fine.
saw him in
Yeah, I know, but he's fine now. Like, he's off cycle.
There was a one movie he was in. I don't remember the name.
The Glass trilogy, the one with
not that, but like he had no script. Like everyone else had a script, they had dollar to say, but he was like the only character with no script.
Yeah.
I think that movie was like an experiment to see like can you make a whole movie purely on improvisation? Like
He's kinda
that sounds like
getting
a
old.
disaster. Ooh.
Obviously, this picture is hyper
Yeah,
detailed,
but like
yeah.
ooh.
I mean,
He could play like a middle age.
shave his head.
Yeah.
Wow.
He could play Charles.
Give him a beard. I want to see Charles bald with a beard. This was some fucking reason.
I want to see Charles with the robot legs from
He's
the cartoon.
definitely in his gray hair era. McAvoy.
But you know what? The War Machine legs.
Yes.
Yes, that would be sick.
Yeah. See him walking around. And what I don't get was in Future Past was the medicine that fixed his back, fucked with his powers. That I do not get.
Yeah.
He's got like that move back thing.
That's like. Okay, you have. This is a bit of a spoiler. Oh, fuck. Okay.
For what?
This is they figured out how to get permanent V.
I mean, not really a spoiler. In the comics, it's like,
What would you want from anything?
Dude, I would take permanent V.
Depends on what power
what is
you
the
get.
withdrawal? I mean, isn't any power good power? Okay, except for the Dean's power. Fuck that power. Fucking gills? Fuck that.
Dude,
Dude, and
Fuck that.
yeah, shirt for the rest of your life.
there's a scene. Okay, there's a scene. You know he's married to that chick from that weird church.
Yeah.
It's like they need to spice up our life. He brings in the octopus.
Because he took it off the Herogasm. He took it. Oh my god. He's such a perv. Do you think his powers are influencing his attraction, or was he always a messed up kid who wanted to fuck fish?
I think it's the first one. I think it's his powers because you wouldn't look at an octopus.
I mean, there's some messed up people who want to fuck dolphins.
He was born in ocean.
People in our world who want to fuck dolphins.
Okay, but they're clearly like
So octopus is not far removed. Because again, he wanted to fuck a dolphin season 1, right? And then it died. It spattered on the truck. Died. He was so sad. He wanted to fucking.
dude, that part fucking kills.
So he's
The
still.
part where his guilt talk, that was just...
Is that in his head or did it really talk?
That was
Because now it's like.
balls.
That was fuck. And they moved.
Yeah, like they have lips. It's like,
What is this?
why are you shaking us, do you? That's so cringe.
That wasn't the grossest one though. There was, remember that random chick like during season 1? She fingered it. Oh!
Dude, but this season, the guy, the shrinking guy.
Oh my god, Termite. Season 3, episode 1. Watch it, you'll go blind. It's amazing and horrible at the same time.
Dude, it's so fucked up. Where did they come up with
And I
this
didn't
shit?
realize in Herogasm it was him covered in pussy juice. Because he didn't die. He overdosed, and then Newman talked to Stan, and Stan convinced her to let him go.
Yeah.
So he survived. So that was even
Because Butcher
Herogasm.
fucked it up.
Yeah. Covered in pussy juice.
Fuck's sake, man.
The icicle.
I am seriously looking forward to this show.
Gino loves it. From season 2. That thing wrapped around Mother's milk.
Oh, the door. Ah,
He's back. He's back in his bed.
fuck. I thought he died at the facility or some shit.
He's still there.
It's disgusting.
And it's just,
Why?
and it was so.
The one that still gets me was season 1 with that invisible guy.
Yeah,
And the power plug up his ass, dude.
You won't judge your pussy.
He does. I think that's when Huey breaks bad. That's truly when he breaks bad.
Yo, he was covered in blood and he was just standing there like,
Dude, the gun in his mouth, it was open. It was so disgusting.
oh Jesus.
It works.
Yo, that
Like-
show is so fucked up.
That show works for the universe. And
I appreciate that the show gets more fucked up as it goes on, but it doesn't do like that show Happy where it goes beyond the acceptable threshold of fucked up.
yeah, the level of like believability.
Yeah, like a dude gets flayed in season 2, and I'm like, this. I know the show's already, but this is too far. Who asked for this? Who actually wants to see someone lose their skin? Like,
Yeah, that's a bit.
It's crazy.
yeah, that's messed up.
But it's Sonic. I wasn't happy with how they did it.
Wait, Super Sonic.
On the balcony. On the rooftop.
Oh yeah, they did that man dirty.
Because
They did
1
that.
minute he's there, and then boom. Come on.
You know, it's fucking. That's why I also hate A-Train.
Bro.
What a cunt.
But like,
You only noticed this now?
No.
but like, no, like
He was a piece of shit.
you think he's redeemable, but he's not.
I asked y'all both straight up, of the two, who's more redeemable, A-Train or the Deep? And y'all were like A-Train. Both you motherfuckers
He's
said
a sexual
A-Train.
assaulter. He's a murderer, but he didn't murder intentionally. The Deep is a rapist.
Also, he redeemed himself in the last episode.
Yeah, he
It was
did.
like,
You know,
I'm sorry.
he
I'm
got
genuinely
justice for his
sorry.
brother.
And then he
But again,
grabbed-
justice won't bring him. It won't bring his legs back.
Yeah.
It won't make his legs work. His brother's legs work.
I think he's gonna say fuck himself.
Do you think he'll live? I think it's done.
Okay, I've seen the episode. I'm not saying anything.
Crazy. I'm watching tonight. Oh my god! When I get home and I watch
Dude,
it,
there's that end scene. Like, when you figure out, like,
it's just fucking crazy.
you know that Black Noir song.
Yeah.
You'll find out why. It's like, and I'm glad they changed Black Noir. Like,
Yeah.
in the comics, he's like, just a
Yeah, he's a clone of Homelander, and he's at the contingency for him to get those rogue and whatnot.
Also, he raped you.
Yeah.
The comics. Yeah.
It's messed
It was during Herogasm.
And Soldier Boy sleeps with Homelander, but reluctantly it's messed up.
He's more of a puss in the comics.
Yeah, pisses himself all the time. Kind of a dumbass.
Dude, I am so glad they're not adapting the shit verbatim. Those comics are fucked.
Yeah, it's not. They're not that good. Let's be honest. The
Yeah.
show does make things
Those
better.
comics were made out of spite.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it
He
is.
said it. He said, I made these comics just to see if it makes something more fucked up from the creature. And he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that Seth Rogen's crew just adapted.
Yeah. Eric Kripke.
He's been killing it. Good. Invincible. Boys. What's next? I trust him. As well as he's a good ass producer. He knows how to fucking.
He is the dark and edgy Kevin Feige, man. Like just.
Him and Kripke. Come on, dreams. They know what they're.
Oh, if like Kevin Feige was like the dad, he would be like that uncle, you know, like just that one weird uncle and shit.
Fought Sith and Kripke for Deadpool.
No.
With Dark. That's fun.
Nah. That's too much, dude.
But keep it 16.
No, dude.
Keep it like 16.
No. Put it. Let me put this in perspective. You have the director of the first two Deadpools.
Yeah.
Who's capable of some fucked up shit? And these two dudes coming in.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an overload, man. Plus Ryan Reynolds and shit. That's gonna be too much.
No,
Okay.
I think they'd work well with Red.
Rogan Kripke on production. Reynolds on story. And then potentially. Okay, who would you prefer? Directing, the original director?
Yeah, man.
Or Kripke?
Funny as fuck.
Yeah, couldn't have it direct. Leave the team effort.
I think those guys would just get along very well.
would.
Because when you take serious directors and you try and mash them together, then
Doesn't work.
Because they don't. There's a certain ego about them where they don't comply. When you take funny motherfuckers like this, you put them together, they work well.
It's the fact that the Deadpool team had been together for so long, even when they were still trying to get the movie greenlit to begin with, in like the mid 2000s.
Because it was supposed to come out after Origins.
Exactly.
You remember that after credit scene where like the dismembered head is like grabbed by the hand and he's like, shh.
And even like that whole the previs early scene, the first scene in the movie,
With the
it was made 5 years prior
swords.
to Deadpool coming out.
Oh yeah, with the car flipping
Yeah,
and shit.
it was
Yeah.
made long. Like that team has been together
That
for
was
many
like,
years.
yo, this is what we want to do with this movie
Yeah.
if you give us the chance. This is not the movie.
Exactly. And I remember I saw a brief portion of that clip in grade 8, but not the full thing.
Yeah.
But just like the suit and whatnot. It was pretty much like, pretty much like a little sneaky.
Just a short film,
Yeah.
basically.
And 3 years later, boom, it's a real thing. Crazy. The Ant-Man. Do you still prefer the Ant-Man sneak peek as directed by?
The action was better.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Who's the director
In that
again?
one snippet, like the action was better.
Yeah.
You know, than the movie.
Would you bring him back?
Yeah, man. I feel like we didn't do all we could with Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like outside of like that.
Here's the thing, though. I think with rights, he wanted to make it much more serious when it needed to be.
Yeah.
Because Ant-Man, if Edgar Wright had continued to make it, and
Was an anti-hero.
that's the thing. Like, it wouldn't have been the Ant-Man we know now. The Ant-Man from Endgame, the Ant-Man from Infinity War. It would have been.
To be honest, Ant-Man's always been seen as a bit of a. I never took
Like
it
a
serious.
joke,
Not
yeah.
even his yellow jacket.
Okay, that's a different thing. Because that's Hank Pym.
Hank Pym,
That's
yeah,
Hank
he's a
Pym.
very
Hank
serious
is
guy.
serious. Hank is a wife beater.
But Paul Rudd's character,
You know.
I don't take him
But
serious.
Scott Lang.
Scott Lang, you don't take him serious.
Scott's like the funny man. He's the everyman.
Yeah.
He's the butt of the joke in that. Remember the raft when Tony was going around talking to them, and as he's walking past Scott, he's like, "Hank
And
Pym
saying
owns
never-
just the stock. Who you?" He's like, "Oh shit." You can tell he felt that.
He was like, damn, bro.
Yeah, but I would have been interested to see an anti-hero version. That would have been sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been an intriguing dynamic given that obviously Hank Pym hates the Starks notoriously. Now you have that character inheriting that level of, I don't know. It would have been interesting. It's kind of wild to think that at a certain point, Hank and Janet were the only Avengers holding it down in the MCU.
After Captain America. I mean, Avengers weren't a thing because Fury hadn't written it up yet, but yeah.
Even if, okay, the Vietnam War started in what, 72, right? Somewhere there, the Vietnam War.
Somewhere in the 70s.
In 70, you still have, okay, the Endgame flashback. Does that scene supposed to say that he's already Ant-Man, or he's still developing being Ant-Man?
He's made the Pym particles.
That's the thing, because they're there, the helmet's there.
Yeah.
The
retro helmet.
Yeah.
That's there.
So it's like, he was a hero even before the Vietnam War. Because obviously the Ant-Man 1 flashback, when they're in Pym Industries.
That was when they were
It's him in Vietnam, and it's him with like these shield files that have been declassified since Winter Soldier.
What was that CGI though? Because in Ant-Man he was good, but in Endgame when he holds up the phone and it's like the head and everything's like,
Thing is though, I mean, look, it was a quick scene.
I get it, but damn.
And it wasn't that bad. You know what? Watch it in 4K. Watch it in 4K. It looks better in 4K.
Yeah, it's still.
It's kind of like Gemini Man. It looks better the higher quality.
The scenes where dude has to like fight in Gemini Man, because CGI takes its humble.
The one on Mnet is like 1080p. Not that good. It is even like 1440.
Imagine Mnet is like a premier satellite television, 1080p.
Exactly.
You're paying 8 clips a month.
Bro, for 1080, get the fuck out of here.
If you don't give me that Blu-ray 4K shit, I'm not paying that.
You're paying $1,000 a month for 1080.
I just buy a DVD player.
Bro, get Netflix Premium, $189.
I was looking at the Marvel comics, the DC comics. Marvel has reset once in 2013.
Yeah.
DC has reset 3 times.
Many times.
New 52, Rebirth,
Crisis in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then they had a recent reset with the Metal Universe.
Yes.
That reset the
Metal,
universe again. They can't even keep this shit.
I think it's just like the writers and...
To be honest, fire that whole writing stuff.
Yeah.
Just get a whole bunch of...
The thing is,
Get Alan Moore.
they tried to have a singular universe that all their characters existed in.
Yeah.
That was essentially what I gathered New 52
Yeah, the New
was.
52.
But it didn't work. Because you bring in a bunch of different writers, they're going to have a different take on these one characters. Just in the olden days, new writer, a new version of Superman.
Yeah.
He could do what the fuck ever he wanted. But you bring in a new writer into a New 52 Superman written by someone else, you have to follow their rules and their line of thinking, even though it's not what you would do.
Yeah, it's not it wasn't your inception of the character.
Yeah.
So you don't really have that much freedom writing the character.
Yeah.
I remember reading on Twitter that Michael Bay said that he would do a superhero movie, but it would have to be like completely from scratch, so he could do whatever he wanted.
Original hero.
Yeah.
Okay.
The original hero.
Yeah.
It could work. An original Michael Bay superhero movie. Let's be honest, it's not going to be that original.
Exactly.
Because Michael
Most
Bay
ideas
just
have been taken.
borrow shit.
All the superpowers have been taken.
Most ideas, like, okay, what do you pick up? An invisible person? Oh, we have this. Darkman, invisible woman. This, that.
But you know one thing? This guy's gonna blow shit up. Whatever his power's gonna be, he's gonna blow shit up somehow. But what surprised me was that movie Ambulance. That was good.
Oh,
Yes. It was fucking
Not 'cause it was
funny.
bad.
Shit.
Not because it was bad, but I was like,
Yeah.
but from what I saw, it was pretty good.
Hey, you should have seen the rest of it high, man. That shit go crazy.
Really?
It go wild, man. It's funny as fuck. But you don't think it would be, because it's like they're trapped in an ambulance.
Yeah.
There's a dying cop in the back. If this dude dies, the cops are just gonna rail
Just
him.
before that, just before the actual escape,
Yeah.
are you finished?
Dude, there's so much funny shit going on.
Man
It's
was
like,
I'm done.
dude, there's these little touches that you can tell are just Michael Bayisms. Like, there's a scene where, like, the leader of this, like, elite SWAT team comes in. In the script, he's like a 6'6" ex-pro football players. Like, you know, like they even says in the script he's a mountain of a man.
Yeah.
But like the guy that pulls up is the dude from Army of the Dead. He's like, remember the shady guy who gets killed by the tiger?
Yeah.
It's him. He steps out of this tiny ass car, and I'm just like, his dog is in the other seat taking up most of the space. He's just driving like this, and he rocks up. Like,
I think.
tell me what happens.
Just to sell his size.
Yeah, it's just he's not a tall dude. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, let's put him in a small car, make him look big. But yeah, it just, and even the dialogue, man, like this shit is funny. There's a scene where this one chick who's watching from the satellite saying like, man, either this or the guy driving that ambulance is Louis Hamilton. And that same dude is like, who is that? You some kind of basketball player? Just that doesn't make sense. It's whatever. There's so much shit that doesn't make sense and shouldn't work, but it's
like dialogue is like ironic but not really.
Dude. Oh, dude. There's a scene with where they have to like paint the ambulance. Like they've gotten away for a bit, but they gotta paint the ambulance so they can get away. And he's like, bring like, you know, they could bring a discreet bit of paint. You know, and the guy that he calls brings this lime green paint. He's like, what the fuck? Dude, like, he's like, I told you to bring something. He's like, there was no other paint. Like, this was all I got. You know, like, I even just. So he like, okay, wait, whatever. You got 5 minutes. He's like, how long would it take you to paint this ambulance? It's like, an hour. You got 5 minutes. It's like, you sure you want that? It's gonna be sloppy. It's like, I don't care. Just paint the thing. So he starts painting the thing, and he gets on the hood, and he's painting the window. It's like, don't color the fucking windows. How am I gonna drive? Just. Like, dude, this movie's funny, dude. Like, just.
I wouldn't expect it to be.
Yeah, everything is like very serious.
It looks so
like
serious in the trailer.
So
In that trailer, yeah. There's the scene with the song. Have you seen that trailer? It's in like trailer 2. Well, like the cops are trailing behind them. They're on this stretch of freeway, and they're like too riled up, and they're like, "Yo, dude, like the guy has wireless headphones. He's gonna listen to music to chill out." He's like, "Yo, give me one of them. I need to relax." And then they just start singing. They're both just like silent, and they're just grooving out, like feeling the vibe in the middle of this chase, whatever. And everyone's just like listening, like, "What the fuck is going on?" Jesus Christ. It shouldn't work, but this whole movie's tagline should be, this shouldn't work, but it does. Just,
it's like a bad boys kind of thing.
Yes, dude. And there's some usual Michael Bay explosions that like just, it fits into the narrative. It doesn't feel excessive.
Yeah.
There is a scene where a car being driven remotely, like a lowrider being remotely driven, has a fucking minigun in it that opens fire on this barrage of cops so that an ambulance can crash through and they can like make it through safely. Like, this should feel out of place.
But it doesn't.
But it works.
It feels like, I can't keep saying that. Just watch the film, dog.
Okay, I'll watch.
It's so fun.
I'll finish it.
Yeah, shit.
But like, speaking of finish,
New Mutants. The movie neither of you have seen.
I will never watch that.
I will never watch that.
I have more drive for watching Morbius.
I have more drive for watching Fat Force.
True.
You have zero
Maybe
drive to watch
halfway.
Fat
What do you think?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, still halfway through. Till just before Reed becomes a weird trash compactor monster.
Oh wait, that's Ben Grimm.
Oh,
It's like, you don't give a fuck.
No, but that was basic shit, dude. Come on.
that guy, Victor. Is he even called Victor Von Doom? What's he called in the movie?
You remember before the movie came out, the guy did an interview, and he was like, he's actually playing Victor Domashev, and so much hate, dude.
Because it's such a useless name change. Like, why? It doesn't make sense. There's no need for it.
Dude, like the director explained that Von Doom is the name he uses online when he's playing video games. Like, what the fuck is Victor Von Doom doing playing video games? Just
Who uses Doom as a username?
I do now.
Yeah, but like Von Doom.
But like MF Doom. That's
Yeah, exactly.
even
You are using it unironically because you like the artist.
Yeah.
You're using it as some guy who created a name.
yeah.
Von Doom.
There's a scene where
Like, what are you, like Prince? Come on.
there's a scene where Susan Storm, like Victor says, like, well, the same people running the earth into the ground are the ones that are struck, like making us save it. You know, maybe the Earth Scout is coming, and then Susan's like, whoa, Dr. Doom over here. And just like his face perfectly sums up what I was feeling. He was just like,
What the fuck? Yeah.
what the fuck? Dude.
Here's the thing. They need to stop adapting Ultimates comics. The Ultimates work to a certain point. Holland's Peter worked as like an ultimate-based Peter. You know, he's young. He's kind of mischievous, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's where his similarities
Kind of
start.
dumb.
And 616 Peter, you know, he's an adult. He's like 29 or whatever how old he is now. He's an adult. He's married to Mary Jane. He's working either for Stark or he has PA Industries, Rock Industries, or he's with the M4. That's where you just start and end. They made an entire movie based on the Ultimates Fantastic Four, and it sucked.
The Fantastic Four don't work as Cronenberg-style body horror characters.
Even remove that. They don't work as teenagers. I'm so sorry.
They'll never work.
Like Ultimates, it's serviceable, not good. And the F4 is a family.
It's a family.
It's a family.
We
first
don't
and
even get the
foremost.
sense they like each other in this movie. Dude.
Even the so-called siblings.
Have you seen the Doom in the Ultimate Universe? He sucks.
Yeah.
Compared to like 616.
Have you seen the Doom in this movie?
Even the fact that Ultimate
I've
Reed.
seen pictures of it. I don't want to watch it.
Would you guys ever want Marcelo to come back? Obviously, in the Ultimates, he becomes the what's the guy? Where he goes to the future, he turns evil, comes back. With the helmet. No, the helmet. Not Jonathan. He comes back with the helmet and he's evil. So it's not the Thinker. It's something else.
I don't know.
You see, the fact that you guys don't even know, it sucks. It's a dumb concept.
How many
These
Fantastic
fucking people
Four
walked
villains are
here
good?
for the second time. Like,
the
even
Matrix.
I remember the little Asian dude with the cap. They walked past here before when he arrived, and now here they are walking past again.
I mean, can you not walk past the same area twice?
That's the second time this has happened, dude. You remember the guys in the suits?
Wait,
We are living in the
They were there, but like
wait, there's one, right?
The universe.
I think he's on his own. Why is it escalator not going anywhere? Why isn't it moving?
What's happening today? Now it's cozy. Why isn't he moving? What the?
Did they just ride that escalator up and back down just to take a
He's
selfie?
not moving. He's walking.
No, dude,
He's walking. Where's he going?
that other escalator, the one on the far left, that chick, that daughter, and that dude went up to the third floor, didn't get out, and then went back down, taking selfies and shit.
Dude, he's gone. He disappeared.
You just summed up woman in a
Suit guy disappeared.
The other suit guys disappeared.
That guy in here. What the hell?
It's weird, man.
Man, what the
I seriously.
What is up with today?
bro? The Matrix is like
The Matrix is
Glitching the fuck out.
glitching the hell out.
we're bugging. Straight up bugging.
Oh, speaking of the Matrix, the movie Neo being dissatisfied with his life does not make sense in the fourth film.
given his choice in the first film.
Yeah, because in that first film, he was working a shitty job.
Yeah.
He wasn't really living. Of course, you'd want to break out.
Exactly.
In the fourth one, he's a successful dude. He's got a mansion. Like, why are you unhappy? Like, what is there?
You don't think that's like a human? It's like symbolism. Like we'll never be satisfied.
No,
No matter what we
Humans will
have,
never be satisfied. Yeah.
we'll never be satisfied.
I mean, I guess.
We'll never be satisfied. So should we have anything at all? Should we?
I guess so, but like, dude was trying to kill himself.
That's the thing.
He had all this, and he wanted to kill
too
himself.
extreme. It's too extreme.
Like, dude, in the first movie, his life was way shittier, and he was okay.
Yeah.
If he was a bum, I'd understand. Like, yeah, what the fuck? It's a pill. I've taken pills before.
But now it's like literally on a whim. Suicide on a whim. It doesn't. I don't know.
They never really explain why. He's
It's
just like, he wanted to kill himself.
Okay,
Like,
what would have made sense is that if he lived a life that was so monotonous, so
Exactly.
like fucking.
every day is the same, even though you have a bunch of money and shit. All your
It's
days
like
are
it
the
doesn't
same.
fulfill your sense of happiness. It came from that kind of place.
He had everything he wanted.
And he still was like, something is wrong. Like, dude. Now, towards the end of the
Thing though.
towards the end of the movie, they're like, like he could tell something was wrong because Trinity wasn't there. Like, you don't remember
You
Trinity.
didn't remember after the movie. You're like, who are you? Do you know each other?
When they met in that cafe,
Yeah.
they were like, do we know each other?
So it's just like,
Dude.
but then again, that
was
begs
so
the
fun,
question: if you got everything you ever wanted, how do you know you'd be truly satisfied?
How do you know you've got everything you want? That's the
That's the
thing. Yeah.
Where does the level of satisfaction peak, and you go, now I'm good? Like right now today, you had a hookup. It was amazing. But have you reached your level of, okay, this is good, I have everything in life? No.
No.
But also, how would you truly know?
I feel like we peak in different areas.
When I
Like
don't
at
have
one point, you'll be financially the richest that you'll ever be.
True.
aside from finances, but like on a personal level, me, I say like a day when I know I have everything I could ever want.
Yeah.
When I don't have to worry. Not like I have nothing to worry about. It's like I don't have to worry about it that much. There's things to worry about, but I'm not worried. That's when I know my life is good. Yeah.
It's tough to gauge.
Yes.
It really is.
You could have $1 million in your account and you could still I can do better.
Like, do you ever think that, okay, this is good, but do you truly know what better is?
Yeah, that's
Like right now, right? I don't know if there could be better. Actually, I do. Because better would be I get married, right? Better would be I have kids, right? Better would be I live in an actual house instead of an apartment, right? But does that mean that since that doesn't exist, everything else is shit? No. It's pretty good, but
it's like I kind of had that same feeling when I left high school. Leaving, I knew as I'm going into college, I will never be as happy as I was back then. I'll be happier, I'll be less happy, but I will never be as happy.
yeah.
It's not to say that what comes after is going to be
right
terrible.
Now,
Yeah,
it's ebbs and flows.
yeah,
But back then, there was a consistent stream
yeah,
that was fairly undisturbed.
yeah.
It was pretty, consistent.
You're,
Like a general scale.
yeah,
As soon as you left high school, that's when the gates
Yeah.
opened. That's when
It's like this. So this is Northwood, right? This is Northwood,
Yeah.
8 to 12. This is uni and
life comes up.
if I look at it more like when the timeline breaks, because there will be really
Crunching
shitty
upwards.
moments in your day,
Yeah.
but there will be that one thing that perks it up,
like
right?
just a slight spike.
Yeah,
And then you kind of upgrade, slightly back to normal.
yeah,
Like I think there are lower lows than Northwood, but there are also higher highs.
yeah. but nothing matches.
But no consistent highs.
Yeah, no consistent ebb and flow to it.
It's tough. Like I was having this convo.
Way to dive into like the metaphysical.
Because of the Matrix, right?
shit.
It's so weird. This is the Matrix. I have a couple.
God, I love our conversations, dog. Like, dude.
The people who live with us at our apartment area. It's like, have we reached the peak of our happiness? Like, is this the happiest we will ever be up until now, or the lowest in happiness will ever be? We don't know.
To be honest, if you look back, you see yourself being happier then.
Yeah, because you have like that
But
rose
at that
tinted.
moment,
I can't really say I was personally. I can't.
As
say.
a kid?
I think right now I'm probably at my most happiest repeatedly.
I thought about it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so in 2017, I had my first girlfriend. It was, right? I was happy. I just finished
Wait,
with drink.
what?
3 A's, whatever. I was fine.
Yeah.
It was great. I was happy at a certain point, like in terms of relationship. The happiest I've been overall was 2019, where I had a good relationship. My marks were up.
Yeah.
I was in Cape Town. Things were like fucking perfect.
Yeah.
But then now when I'm thinking about it, I'm happy with, I started gymming. And now I'm more happy with my physicality than I've been before. So
There's a more meaningful happiness that has come out of it.
it's more meaningful happiness. And I think we hit peaks of happiness in different areas. Like at some point you're gonna be the richest that you're ever gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna go down. Or
You'll be the richest and poorest you'll ever be.
yeah.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
I think for me, the reason why I can say that consistently wise, I'm kind of at my peak for now, is because I've had long relationships, right? By long, I mean like maybe a year and a half, right? Anything over a year is long. But they've always ended at a certain point. I think after a year, it's turbulent, it's tough, and you need to try your best to manage it. So at that point, things already stick, it happens, it's life. But now, I'm in my 3rd year of a romantic relationship that has now been 2.5 years long. But the level of consistency that it has exhibited is higher than anything I ever had during high school. So with that, and it's the fact that not only that, but she lives with me. You know? Like, she lives with me. We do certain things that is like, we're an adult couple, not a high school couple. We're an adult couple. If she wants to go to the store, she'll ask for my keys and she'll go to the store, pick up some things, cook. You know? So it's like, this is crazy. This is unprecedented. But also, can it be better? It can. Marriage, kids, actual house, good career, what. But for the mere fact that right now you are satisfied, would that quantify that you don't need better things to happen? Not really. Better things can happen, but for now, I'm pretty happy. It's strange.
It is.
Yeah. If so, from that point, if dude came out of the mirror was like, there is another world out there. This ain't real. You would seriously think twice before going with him, if at all.
Yeah.
Because your life is pretty good.
So why would I want to
leave?
this?
Yeah.
Why would I fuck this up?
Exactly.
And that's the thing though. If we found out we were in like a simulation,
You'd want to stay there.
would you want to leave it? Because again,
Not really.
what if it's worse?
That real life sucked.
What if it's like bullshit? What if it's like robots and like just dystopia?
That real world sucked, dude.
Out there, it's just ass. There's a war going on.
Exactly. What if it's like great
Like,
apocalypse
dude,
in metal?
Why would I go there?
And the food,
Right.
there's no good food. It was all just goop.
It's
Just
like goop and pills.
like I gave him
Like Rick and Morty.
you kind of relate to the dude in the first movie. Like I gave him a simulation for this. Like you kind of relate to him now. Like,
So, like,
dude, I feel you.
It makes sense because that life was kind of sloppy, but it's life.
Yeah.
It's better than what we would get in this reality.
Like, dude, just always.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I would not leave the Matrix. If I was in like a if I was like in a pod, like this with a homeostatic pod, and my real body was out there, and it's like the Matrix, I would leave. Why would I leave?
This is nice.
For what?
Dude.
Even see what?
Like that guy, Sci-Fi actually said in the movie, like if Morbius told us what we were in store for, we would have told him to stick it. Like just
Oh my god.
realistically, you'd have told him like fuck out of here. I like my life, dude.
I'm good.
Though I have a question though. In that first movie, how many times do you think he had that conversation
With himself or
with Neo? Like how many times do you think Morbius had that conversation with a potential Neo? Because that can't have been the first time he's got the right guy.
Yeah, because even with the room, right? With the different
The screens,
moments and
yeah.
that's many
There was
times.
hundreds of thousands
Many
of them.
times.
Shit.
Potentially millions.
Yeah.
And you'd have to wonder which version of you would be the exception to go, okay, I'm gonna hear you out. I'm gonna step out into the unknown.
They all did. Because they all wound up on that screen.
Because what version of you would be like, okay, I'm good. No thanks, I'm good.
Yeah.
The one who had it in life.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
one who was somewhat happy.
Yeah.
Now you have to wonder, are we that version?
I don't think I'm that version of myself.
The one who'd say no.
You guys watch Black Mirror?
Black Mirror. Some. I saw Black Mirror
Episode
Bandersnatch.
called Hang the DJ. Watch it. It's brilliant. It's love, but it's kind of like a crazy thing. Same like Matrix thing where it's like that one version of you did something.
Oh, the two dudes, but their avatars are like they have sex and they find out who's who and they figure like they would work. Yeah, I saw that shit.
And then in the end, because I won't dive into spoilers.
Yeah, I know what this episode.
You know about it.
Yeah.
Like in the end, that version of them that is plugged out of the Matrix continues the long trend of them breaking free from it. And what determines your match compatibility is how many times these versions of you break free together. And that determines how compatible you are. So imagine you and this guy in every reality, you break free together. You use love and you break free. That determines your compatibility. So let's say 70% of the time you guys break free. Not that high. You try again with someone else. With that person, 80% of the time, you break free. But the one person who's a perfect match, you break free with 99% of the time.
Yeah.
That says something. Because if you look at real life, right, your perfect match is, I guess, statistically, the person who you are with the most, or you cross certain thresholds in life with the most, in all realities. That's your perfect match.
I guess that's what they were going for with Neo and Trinity in the fourth one. But this bullshit, man, like essentially the message is the power of love like can overcome anything. That's basically what this is. And it's bullshit.
Love is fine, but it's not enough.
That's alright.
Nah, it's to overcome legit rewiring of your brain. Nah.
I don't know.
How do you love someone you can't even remember? Like just he doesn't snap her out of it, by the way. She snaps herself out of this shit.
Just say something about him.
Yes.
So will you actually need it? I mean, yeah, it's a like a typical trope in a sense, where it's like the villain of the movie was part of the antagonists.
Yeah.
They were brainwashed, and they say, "I know you're in there somewhere."
I hate that.
That
Common trope.
cliche
I hate
shit.
that shit. Just beat the fuck out of the person and get it over and done with.
And you know what I noticed? 2010, Ben 10 Race Against Time. Future Ben and
Oh,
Wayne.
when he was eating.
That's when I noticed the trope. I was like, what? That's bullshit.
It also happened in Alien Force.
Yeah, and I was 11. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? What's going on?
And you remember with Kevin and they were like, I know he's.
I was like,
Across 3 different series, you did the same thing.
Fucking mind-boggling.
5 years later.
You know what's fucking mind-boggling about that? Is that if this thing is controlling you, somebody is saying something to you to like,
Ain't gonna mean shit.
Not gonna do shit. You've been trying
You're
to
being controlled.
You're trying the
just
entire
words.
fucking time. It's not making a difference.
It
Like,
should
it's
not
so-
work.
Even with Star Wars, Anakin and Luke, he breaks free of his hold, of the dark side's hold on him. You know,
Like, dude,
throws Palpatine over the ledge. Like
tell me you couldn't have done that
Does that
like
work?
the moment you walked in?
does it
First
truly
day on the
work?
job.
It doesn't make sense.
Dude. Which is weird because in the video games, there's like said before that, they show that Vader actually had plans to one day overthrow Palpatine.
Yeah.
And even in the prequels, like Anakin was like one day I might become powerful enough to overthrow him. Like
Yeah.
just
No, he's always had that plan.
yeah, that plan's always there. So did Luke really get through to him?
So, like,
or did Vader see
okay.
his moments and go for it?
On that note, watch Kenobi because there's a scene in the last episode. It kind of speaks to that, and it's beautiful because it's like, as much as we think he's kind of, as much as we think that he was overtaken, most of it most probably is intentional. Like Vegeta.
Yeah.
He got put through the ringer, dude. He lost his girl.
Yeah.
He lost his kid. He thought he lost his kid. He was horribly burned. The order he trusted turned on him. Who wouldn't turn
Like,
evil?
in that final fight scene, it's like, you didn't do this.
Yeah,
I did.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
And then Obi-Wan looks at him and was like, goodbye, Darth.
You have to buy Darth because again, you know, Anakin is called Darth, and little things like that. Dude. Little things like that is why I love.
No, but he fucking
In the original trilogy, he called him Darth too. He never.
Hello there.
Shit.
Hello there.
Yeah.
That young Luke. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yikes, dude.
Pasty.
Yeah.
He did not look good at
He
all.
needed some more
Like
sun.
young Leia. Wow.
Yeah.
He looks like Carrie Fisher. Spitting image.
Dude
Like
was-
young Luke. Looks like he eats food. I did not like the way. They could have found a better actor. They could have found an actor who
He
looks
looks
like
like
Jake Lloyd.
he's glue.
They could have found an actor who looks like Jake Lloyd. Come on. Did you see that guy? The kid? Oh my god, let me pull him up.
What the hell?
Yeah, he
That
looks like
kid does not look like Mark Hamill at all. Oh my god.
Oh my god. He looks like he's glue.
You could have found a kid who looks remotely like Jake Lloyd.
Ah, dude. You remember the last time we talked? It was like, when was the last time you laughed so hard you cried? Shit.
What the hell is this? What the hell is this? What the hell is this? This is not Mark Hamill.
That's like a kid in living. This is
Oh my god, that is
not a
not.
clown in living. My brother would have said, but still.
I'm like, stop.
This is
Let's end on
I would give money to. Like, here you go, kid.
Broke as shit.
You're in need. This kid. No.
This kid looks broke as shit. That other kid looks dumb as shit, dude.
No, what is this?
I.
Like, okay, I'm sorry, actor who plays young Luke.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, but no, for him in this cast.
Dude, this guy's.
He looks like I don't know. He looks grimy. He looks like a gremlin.
Really, this poor child.
Dude, young
We are
Leia.
doing to this kid what they did to young thing in
Young
the
Leia,
prequels.
come on.
Dude, like, yeah, it's good.
How is
That's
it in the
actually
same
pretty good.
show you have this and that?
I think
That's
it's the,
rough.
I think it's the constantly showing teeth that
It's
you
just
know.
like, he looks weird. Like
I think it's the
his eyes are too set in, like deep set. That is not good.
and
Like literally, his smell is like this. That's his smell. Nah, bro, I was not happy with that.
dude, stop! I'm trying to wrap this shit up.
We're like,
This
we're roasting this poor child.
Oh fuck!
Like, no down.
This has been.
This has been the S&W.
Can you?
Yeah, listen, okay. So it's me, Big Al. The Shogun's having a bit of a.
What the fuck?
Okay. All right, this has been the S&W podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and see ya.
Thing is, right?
We are back, episode 50, whatever the fuck this is, you know. We are joined by my good friend who does not want to be called the A-Train for obvious reasons.
Who's going to be called the A-Train?
I'm gonna come up with something, dude. Don't worry. I'm gonna come up with something. 6, my good friend Big Al, soon to be renamed, and me, the Shogun. On the S&W EXPerience, we are talking about Whitman's cameo at the end of, not his cameo, but like his scene at the end of Eternals. Where is he gonna go now? That movie was so poorly thought out.
I didn't watch it.
Like the plan afterwards.
You see what I'm dealing with this guy, man?
I mean, I didn't even see
This guy!
That's the first film since what? Since
Dark Worlds to like not be up to snuff.
No. I watched at the cinema. That's the first movie since Iron Man 2 I haven't seen in theaters.
Ooh, yeah.
And then Black Widow came, and then it just carried on.
I just carried on, man. I remember, like, you asked me, like, are you gonna go see it? I was like, nah. I mean, I've been wanting a Black Widow movie, but I'm not gonna risk my health for this.
Exactly.
I gotta risk my health for a Spider-Man movie. That's for damn sure. But like this, but
There's no.
there was. Hey, plus I was smack dab in that phase of I have no drive to see anything Marvel anymore. I was tired, man. Shit. Also, that movie was totally unnecessary to come out now.
Yeah.
I said it then when I saw it, and I'll say it now. That
Should have
movie
been between Black Panther.
should have between Black Panther and Civil War.
Yep.
Dude.
Because now so many plot points don't make sense anymore. I mean, they do make sense. Cool. We have the new movies afterwards.
But
They would
like,
have been better.
this movie has no stakes.
It doesn't.
Because you know she's not gonna die.
Yeah, she lives. She lives. She has a new jacket.
That's
that jacket.
the downs. This movie was the backstory of that fucking jacket.
Yeah.
That's this
The
is like
jacket and the Quinjet.
this is like the how Han Solo got his name from Solo.
Yeah.
We didn't need that. We could have gone our whole lives without that. That was bullshit.
Hours he managed to explain the Quinjet and the jacket.
To be honest, I don't like prequels for characters, and I don't like shit where you know what's gonna happen to it. Like, what makes the Mandalorian interesting to me is that we don't know what the fuck this guy's gonna do.
Yeah.
We don't know. Obi-Wan, we know he's gonna die, right?
Just not here.
Just not
Not
now.
here.